Well, the World Series is all set. A spectacular League Championship Series just ended on Saturday. And of course, I have to address the American League first. The Astros uh, beat the Yankees in the Game 7 to reach the World Series for the second time in their franchise history. Of course, I have to address the Yankees. This was a spectacular season. The beauty of all of this was that it was supposed to, it happened. This all happened ahead of time. We all heard the rumblings about the Yankees uh, after we got rid of all the noted names, the veteran names. We're rebuilding. We're starting from scratch. We're starting over with youth. It's gonna be like what was Brian Cashman's proclamation? 1 or 2 years we'll be fully ready. Instead we were fully ready now. It turned out to be fully ready now. The Yankees, we spent a good bit of the season chasing Boston for the division. Got we lost it by 2 games, but we ended up with the wild card spot, and then came the comeback win on that first Tuesday, and then we came back in the division series against the Indians, and after all that, we came this close to reaching the World Series, and all ahead of schedule. This was this was an amazing team. I'm so proud of everything this Yankees team has done. And like I said, we did it ahead of time. We weren't supposed to get this far. A lot of us didn't. A lot of people didn't have the Yankees playing baseball past October 1st, but we did. We made it. We made it to mid to late October, playing 13 postseason games. But overall, this was a great season, and I see this as being the beginning of the Yankee uprising. This is going to be the start of something. We're going to start winning divisions and get going deep and getting number 28 at least by next year. But yeah, it was such an amazing run, and of course, the best part of that run, we outlasted the Red Sox. Another thing people didn't see us doing, but we did. But to get off the pinstripe soapbox for a minute, let's get back to the teams in hand here. The Houston Astros, congratulations to them. They won their second ever pennant. They made history on Saturday. They became the first team to win pennant in both leagues. The only other pennant they won was in 2005. They would won the National League pennant, and now they won the American League pennant. The Brewers had the chance to achieve this back in 2011. Remember, they won the American League pennant, played the World Series in '82, but when they reached the NLCS in 2011, they fell short, losing to the Cardinals, who ironically the Brewers faced in the World Series in '82. But the Astros, ooh, how about that Jose Altuve? You can't help but love the guy. He's all of 5'6". The man hits everything. He's got the strength of like 5'10" men or something. But it's amazing. And I still think they should have given that MVP to him and Verlander. They only gave it to Verlander because of the shutdown games he pitched in games 2 and game 6. But it should have been him. It should have been him and Altuve sharing it together. But but uh, yeah. Regardless of that, Houston's in the Fall Classic for the second time in franchise history in their 56 year existence. They came to the to the league as the Houston Colt 45s in '62, and they had a few close calls getting to the World Series before we finally reached the Fall Classic in 2005. They have yet to win a World Series game because they got swept in Chicago that year. Um, and of course, their opponents are the Dodgers. The Dodgers, they seem to be a team of destiny, like the Cubs were last year. Of course, the Dodgers repeated the old Brooklyn Dodgers tradition of having great regular seasons, but kind of falling off in October. Um, they won their fifth West Division title in a row, but they fell short last year. Of course, they made up for that this year. They swept the Diamondbacks and beat the Cubs um, to reach the World Series, their first pennant since '88, which is also the last time they won the whole thing. Um, and the Dodgers, like I said, the Dodgers are that team of destiny like the Cubs were. They won 104 games, best record in baseball. They only lost one postseason game so far this year. They're 7-1. So they seem to be that team that's going to be destined to win the whole thing. But it won't be easy. I mean, Houston is loaded. They've got a lot of hitting. They're one of the top scoring teams in baseball. I think they were second in baseball in home runs behind the Yankees. And they have stellar pitching. They have that 1-2 punch in Keuchel and Verlander. However, the Dodgers have who many would say is the best pitcher in baseball, Clayton Kershaw. And you know that's going to be the game one matchup: Keuchel versus Kershaw. Ooh, that's a must. We may not see him run till the 13th inning, but but yeah, that's it's going to be a good World Series. I find it interesting because I said these two teams used to be the same league together. Now they're playing each other for the whole thing. But but yeah, this is going to be an amazing series. And I think it's going to go to match. I think it's going to go to match. I mean, these two teams are too equal. They are. They're too equal to each other. They're both strong. Both won 100 games. Both have good pitching and good hitting. It's going to be an amazing series. I would be honestly, I'd be happy for whoever wins this thing because you know me as a sports fan, I like first evers, and of course, Houston's going for their first ever World Series title. Uh, it's first ever versus first in a while. Last year, it was the two um, longest droughts faced each other. The Cubs had the 108-year jinx, and the Indians who had the then 68-year jinx. Of course, it's 69 now. Um, but the Dodgers who were used to getting to the Fall Classic. This is their 22nd World Series appearance, but their previous 21, they only won six of them. That's because of the old Brooklyn Dodgers years. They would get to the World Series, but usually lose, mostly to the Yankees. But um, but yeah, this is their first World Series appearance not since '88. I was only 3 years old, and so if I had to pick, like I said, I'd be happy with either one. But I think it's going to be Dodgers in seven. The Blue Crew seems to be really destined, and I don't think anything's going to stop them. Not even the 1-2 punch of Dallas Keuchel and Justin Verlander. I don't see that happening. The Dodgers are kind of in a groove. I've seen teams. I'm a hockey fan mainly. I'm used to seeing teams in a groove go far. The Dodgers are that team. An argument can be made that the Astros are that team, but the Astros, they've got time. They don't have the Astros don't really have a lot of expectations, not like the Dodgers do. The Dodgers have expectations and they're in a groove, and that makes for a dangerous franchise when it counts the most. So again, my pick Dodgers in seven. And it all starts tomorrow in La La Land. I'm not talking about with Ryan Gosling. So I'll be back tomorrow with a review of Week 7 of the NFL season. I'll review the World Series whenever it ends. And a couple of weeks from now, the CFL season will end, and I'll review the last 5 weeks of the season and through the playoffs. So until then, enjoy the Fall Classic.